Tens of thousands right here in the state of California legally use medical cannabis every day. They do it with the protection of law, and they do it with the consent of the voters. And there are a handful of mean-spirited, ignorant people who still oppose medical cannabis. And unfortunately, a few of them are sitting right here on the San Diego County Board of Supervisors. Right now here in San Diego, there's a climate of fear where sick people with cancer and AIDS and multiple sclerosis and chronic pain are afraid about their access to their medicine, their legal medicine. It should not be the case that a handful of elected representatives who are out of touch with the values of their community and don't know what the law says in their own state should be able to turn their community upside down with their misguided, with their mean-spirited lawsuits and push their private agenda on the people. Medical cannabis is the law and compassion is the law. We don't need to see any more medical cannabis patients busted. We've had enough of that. We don't need to see their dispensing collectives busted by the DEA. They've got no place here in San Diego County. We don't need to see gardens raided and uprooted and taken into the evidence room, and they don't even bother to make an arrest. They just go in and take the medicine and walk away, leaving the patient with nothing. That's not right. And that climate of fear is the result of the position of this County Board of Supervisors. They are the ones who caused the raids here in San Diego. They are the ones responsible for the medicine being confiscated. This Board of Supervisors caused the crackdown in San Diego County, and that's not right.
Do not tread on us. Do not tread on our medicine. This is an assault on our democracy. Since World War II, we have gone around the world and warred against nations, warred against them, killed their people, had our people killed over democracy. And where is our democracy in 2006? Where? We will stand up and fight this assault on democracy. We cannot justify sending our soldiers overseas to protect democracy. We cannot justify that when we don't stand up for our own democracy, for our own will of the people here within our borders. What we have is medical cannabis, is we have a quality of life choice that people make. They don't want to be on the pharmaceutical drugs that leave them decapacitated, unable to get up, unable to live, unable to remember to even take their medicine. Sometimes they get so sedated. And so these pharmaceutical drugs that have all these bad side effects that are fucking up our people, they have to be tempered with the quality of life decision of medical cannabis. Cannabis is medicine. Let the law stand. Cannabis is medicine. Let the law stand. Cannabis is medicine. Let the law stand. Cannabis is medicine. Let the law stand.
And I'm really proud of all of you for coming out here. But everyone here needs to get 10 people to come to the next one because they're not going to listen. And this is the lawsuit that could shut us down. We have to make sure it doesn't shut us down. And the only way we're going to do that is to show them that we mean business.
I was a drug addict back in the 70s. I started out with marijuana. I went into speed, started selling cocaine and speed. Marijuana leads you to other drugs.
Some people, it led you to other drugs.
It's an illegal. It's
not illegal for me.
It led 80 to 90% of our nation, of our youth, during those times into drugs in the 70s. I know, I was there.
Okay.
I was in the 70s drugs. I got saved and now I'm a Christian.
So you took it beyond to all these other hard drugs, and now I'm not allowed to smoke.
It takes you beyond. It takes you beyond marijuana. God set me free from drugs. Drugs are a bondage. Marijuana leads you to other drugs. I don't care what they say.
So you would be in favor of overturning Prop 215?
Yeah, I don't believe in using marijuana as a drug, for medical reasons.
May I say, this sounds like a person who has drug problems of his own. Us as patients, we use it medically. I don't smoke it. I don't ingest it as such. I use it as a lotion. I'm a burn survivor, sir. God gave me all seed-bearing plants to use.
Right.
This is a seed-bearing plant.
Okay. It also says that every man should be sober-minded.
I am sober-minded.
No,
I'm not taking this as a medicine.
I'm telling you right now, you're not sober-minded using marijuana because I came out of marijuana.
I just see you as a drug abuser, sir.
No.
I see you as someone who's seen the light as a drug abuser.
I've been set free for 30 years.
Of course, because you've seen the light. I'm asking you for compassion. I'm asking you.
I have compassion. Marijuana leads to other other drugs.
For you.
It's a fact.
For you.
For
'Cause
many
you
of
had
us.
problems.
Look at America.
Look at me.
you.
I've
We have
smoked it
some-
for 20
no,
years.
I'm a Christian.
I'm a Christian
actually
too,
a
sir.
pastor.
I'm a pastor of a church myself.
Well, then you are out of line. Partner.
No, I'm not. God
Yes,
gave
you are.
me seed-bearing
No,
herbs
no.
to use.
Read the rest of the Bible. Read the New Testament where it says you need to stay clear-minded and sober-minded. Marijuana does not leave you sober-minded. It leaves you with paranoia. It leads you into, I don't care what you have.
your normal life,
My daughter
you
is a
don't have the
doctor,
issues
and
I
I don't
do.
care what you have. I gave my life to Christ.
The people have spoken. Let the law stand. 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 Impeach the supervisors!
Who do they work for?
If you can't represent us, we can replace you in every district. Voters count!
Voters count! Voters count! Voters count! Voters count! And voters are watching! We know who you are! You can't hide behind this anymore! Do not take our medicine!
Chronic pain versus death. Why should I choose? San Diego County Board of Supervisors, their 5 supervisors want to inflict a death sentence on thousands of patients that Californians voted to protect in 1996 by a majority. We now have an overwhelming majority, and these 5 people want to overturn that. They want to inflict an assault on our democracy within America. Our nation's drug laws serve as a death sentence for thousands of patients, hundreds of thousands of patients across the country. We are talking about survival. We are talking about people's lives. Your decisions affect people's lives. Don't ever lose sight of that, and don't forget that we are the people that you serve. You serve us. We vote for you. We vote for you. What our drug warriors in this nation want you to believe is that if you allow cannabis to be used as a medicine, then all of our kids are going to start using drugs, and once they use cannabis, then they're going to go on to all these harder drugs, which is bullshit. It's flat out bullshit. The World Health Organization says that it's bullshit. And the people say that it's bullshit. We know it's bullshit. That's why there's overwhelming support for medical cannabis. That is why. And when you have your own claims within the drug war fall flat on their face when they are tested by the will of the people, when we force you to change, and it don't hold up, then you know we're right. We know we're right. And we know change is coming. Change is coming. Our nation's drug laws serve as a death sentence, and we're not going to stand for it.
Term limits to these jerks. Like I say, none of them are in chronic pain. They don't know what we're going through. Stand up for our rights or get out.
Term limits will give them chronic pain.
Amen. I like that.
Basically, these guys are coming up for election in June. Horn and Roberts are coming up for election in June. And part of that survey that we just conducted, 64% of the people said they would vote those guys out of office if they go ahead with this lawsuit. More and more tax dollars get wasted. More and more police time gets wasted. When the law enforcement has encounters with legitimate medical marijuana users, it ends up being a year hassle. And if this lawsuit goes ahead, we're going to have to pay for a team of lawyers to fight ourselves, and we're going to have to pay for a team of lawyers to defend ourselves. And this could go on forever. So I say we persuade them in the next half hour when we go up there and tell them we don't want this lawsuit to go through. If they go ahead with this, we will only get more organized, more angry, and bring more political pressure against these guys. I plan to go out to their house and have a smoke out right in front of their house and tell their neighbors that the guy living next to them doesn't believe in the law.
Fight for your rights. They take this, what are they taking next? Your vote needs to count.